Hello, guitar players. I've been wanting to post some videos for a while showing the uses of the pages 38 and forward in my Complete Scale and Chord Theory for Guitar book, which is a page I do with my intermediate students as they get towards the advanced level to start looking at chords more from a point of view of construction than the way most beginner to intermediate guitar players look at them, which is to play a shape and give it a name, right? This is C or whatever. And but what will happen as we get more advanced and we need chords for inversions and bass lines and chord solos, chord melodies, and so on, we need to know not only the degrees of the chord as compared to the major scale. Like, for instance, if I play this D chord, this is my root, third, and fifth. But I also need to know what the notes are. In the key of D, this is D, F sharp, and A. So one of the things unique to stringed instruments is if we move a shape up and down the neck, from here to here to here, and so on, those relationships stay the same. It's always going to be root, third, fifth, and then here, root, third, fifth, and so on. But obviously the letters change depending on the key. So here it's D, F sharp, and A. Over here, there's my F, there's A, and there's C. And then here, G, B, and D, because the keys are changing. So what happens a lot of times when I get there with intermediate students, or if people come to me and they're already at an intermediate level but they haven't done these exercises yet, is we get bogged down trying to find the letter names, and it slows down the kind of thought-to-thought process, right? So, for instance, if I say play a G chord with the root in 4 on fret 5, and we see this, and I say now raise the D to D sharp to make it augmented, right? We need to see that in our mind's eye and see that on guitar instantaneously. Otherwise, I'm waiting for the student to find the G, find the D, and by the time they find the notes, we've kind of lost our train of thought a little bit, right? Or a lot. So one of the things that I came up with years ago is before we start doing those exercises and those chords together, students just need to learn where all the notes are on the neck. And I call these note location exercises. And what we're going to do is break them down into 3 separate exercises that you want to do a little bit each day until, as I tell students, there's just no reason to do these anymore. You know it, and that's that. It's not going to change. Even with open tunings, you're usually doubling strings that we already have, right? So the first exercise is going to be pick a string, let's say E, and name the notes all the way up and down. You could stop at the 12th fret because then it repeats. Call the sharps going up and the flats going back. So it would look like this. E, F, F sharp, G, G sharp, A sharp, B, C, C sharp, D, D sharp, E. And backwards, E, E flat, D, D flat, C, B, B flat, A flat, G, G flat, F, E. Simple. Notice that follows the chromatic scale. If you don't know the chromatic scale, you could look that up somewhere. I'm going to try to post a PDF of this that I give to my students, and I'll see if I can include it in the underneath the video, and it will have that on it. So notice between the E and the F and the B and the C, I didn't say B sharp or C flat. That's because on a piano, there's no black key between E and F and B and C. In rare circumstances, they might be called E sharp or F flat, but you'll probably never have to worry about that. Now, you want to do that on every string, a little bit each day. Let's say I go to the G string. G, G sharp A sharp B, C, C sharp D, D sharp E, F, F sharp G, backwards G, G flat, F, E, E flat D, D flat C, B, B flat A flat G. Work on that a little bit each day until you can do it without stumbling. And then the next exercise, what I would call 1B on the sheet, is to pick a string, call random notes from the chromatic scale, and see if you could find them without having to count up. So let's go back to string 6. I already know E, F, F sharp G, and all of that, right? So now I look at the chromatic scale. Where is C? F sharp, A flat, E flat, D, F. And I don't have to go E, F, F sharp G, to find it, right? So that's your first level, and you want to get to where you could do that on every string. Just no problem. The real goal with this is to be able to do all of these exercises without a guitar in your hand, just to be able to visualize it. So exercise 2, pick a note and find it on every string. So where are all of my Fs? String 6, string 5 fret 8, string 4 fret 3, string 3 fret 10, 2 fret 6, 1 fret 1, and I can go up to fret 13. So it was this. Right? Be able to do that on any note. Where's all my B flats? And up here as well, right? And again, do it without counting up. And also, don't use octaves to find notes. That drives me crazy when students do that, because you don't have time to do that at a gig, right? In the middle of a solo. I'll say to students, where is C on string 3? And they'll go, C. That's not good. Also, you may be in an open tuning where maybe your 5th string is tuned to G now, and you're just going to think of it as a G string, right? So learn each string as its own entity, okay? Now, the third exercise you do, pick a fret, name all the notes. So let's say I pick fret 4, right? A flat, D flat, G flat, B, E flat, A flat. Fret 10, D, G, C, F, A, D, right? And so on. And eventually, again, you want to test yourself. What are all the notes on fret 3? G, C, F, B flat, D, G. G, C, F, B flat, D, G. So, this is really important if I'm trying to construct my own chords. Let's say I need to figure out an A minor chord on the 7th fret with the C as the highest note, right? For a chord melody. So here's the C. I know an A minor chord consists of A, C, and E, so I need an A and I need an E. Or another A, or another E, or another C, right? And so by combining all those whatever choices I want to make of A, C, and E, I could create the right chord, finding those notes without relying on a shape that I'm trying to remember and memorize, which is really not efficient. Another way I might use that is, let's say I'm playing an A chord, an A minor chord, and I know the notes are A, C, and E, A, C, and E. And I know to make that major, that C has to become C sharp. So I take that C, raise it up, and that's why it's A major, because it's root 3rd and 5th, not because of a specific shape. Okay? So, for anyone who's interested in this stuff, if this is something that you're tentative in doing, it takes you a few seconds to find it or whatever, I would suggest going through these exercises little by little, rounding out those rough spots. If this is something you've never done before, you may be a pretty advanced guitar player but never really had a reason to learn these things. I would spend some time on it, and then later on, as I post the more advanced chord videos, you could work on those things in real time with the video. So good luck with your playing, and feel free to put any questions down in the question area.